What is up, guys? Julian's Way here, and it's a partial voiceover video here today. Did not want to make the video long and drag it out and be too redundant, but basically this is how it went down. 5 days out, chest day. I think this was my last chest day, if I can remember right. So basically this is how I started off the workout, with some lion flies, cable flies. Man, I find this really effective. One of the most, I find this more effective than the seated one, the dumbbell flies, you name it. This here, you can hold it in neutral position, you can hold it in a different position, but I find that really effective, you know. And I did a few sets of those until I felt I had enough. Not going heavy with it though, because it's set in an angle where it's stationary. I cannot adjust the pin. All right, it's set down, so I have to take it away from the bottom, from the base. And then I moved on to some dumbbell press here, not going heavy, maybe as heavy as 50 or 55. A few sets of these, 3 or 4, and that was it. Like, my energy levels were so low, like 45 pounds were feeling like 85, or it was just heavy. Like this 50 here, that was challenging enough for me. And this here, as you can see, I hold it in a more neutral grip just to focus on the upper chest, because that's where I lag a lot. That's where a lot of people lag, the upper chest, and to get a tie-in on the delts. So yeah, I hit basically 4 sets of maybe everything, and then I move on to the seated cable press machine. Now this here is kind of interesting, where you can hold it neutral, you can hold it overhand, underhand, but here I'm going overhand, and I'm trying to set it whereby I can feel it more in my upper chest and not my mid chest, because that's the focus there. Like I said previously, my lower chest and a lot of my chest was built in push-up back in the day, before I even know what gym life was, and that's how I was hitting it there. As you can see, that's how I kind of set the seat so that I can hit it and go all out. There's also a little foot assistance down there where you can press to push it off to help you, assist you to get it up, and even to do some negatives. Moving on to some triceps. I did not get a good angle here, but I did some of these here, and then I superset them with some press downs, push downs. Not really push downs, I would say press down. Push down is when you're like over it. So I try to switch things up. Maybe I was short on time, but the superset, you know, that's what I do. Even when I'm bulking or not bulking, I try to switch things up in every workout to do something a little bit different, maybe just to trick the body and not let it adapt too much. So yeah, here I am, checking myself out, showing off, having fun, seeing how I look in this mirror. Man, I love this mirror. Sometimes there are mirrors, they call it magic mirrors or whatever, but there's just some mirrors that make you look more full and just round, and I do enjoy that. So that's it, guys. This part here, I'm gonna just leave it and explain it. I prefer to let it be like that and let it go into the details, so I'm just gonna let this run. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell button for notifications. Until my next video, guys, peace, take care, and stay safe. So I've kind of switched things up lately. I've been getting a lot of bloating, and maybe that was indigestion, a little bit of constipation, and maybe it's because I implemented steak the night before leg day or in the morning for the past couple of weeks. So I eased the steak off, and things are kind of like coming back. I do not know if it's the choices of fiber. So I normally do a lot of this with callaloo and okra. You would have seen by this time now. I saw this in the supermarket and it looked like the same thing, but when I actually checked it out, it says cut green beans, and it does have a different look to it. Like, for example, let me see if I can find one that has the ending, and this is how I know it's different. You know, and you can already see like it's kind of a little fat, but the ends, we usually cut the ends off in Guyana. I cannot find the end, but right here, all right, this is kind of like how the ends are. It just has a different tip. Right now we cut this off usually because the tip here is kind of different. It's a little brown thing, and the top here, I do not know if this is the same process, but this taste is different. And This here now, I think according to Google, this says it does like less than a gram fiber. This here for 100 grams of serving, you get about, let's see, the carbs are very dense here. All right, the pack is torn here, so I'm a bit, yeah. So the carbs here are just like about 3.5 grams of carbs. Protein 3.5. We do not care about that. The fiber is the main thing here, and the fiber is about, I think the pack tore. Yeah, so the fiber is 3.1 grams. All right, you get 3.5 grams of carbs and 3.1 grams of fiber for a cup, which is a lot. It's probably even more than broccoli. So I kind of switched this up a little bit during the day. But the little bit of downside to this is, if you're trying to go like super clean, is that the sugar inside of it, guys, the sugar is like 1.8. So it does have a little bit of sugar. And these Brussels sprouts right about now, like this right now, this and this tastes like chow mein. That's how burnt out or my taste buds are. This tastes like actually like chow mein. These here are my first time. I've tried this like 2 times, and these are great. These are like meatballs right now. That's how good they taste. But this here, it's a little bit more straight, no torn pack. So I've been trying this out. It digests as well. It tastes good. So you're getting like 5 grams of carbs, 4.8, 5 grams of carb with some sugar, like 2.3 grams of sugar and 4.3 grams of fiber, which is a lot for 100 grams. That is more than broccoli and more than this. So these are a great way to go. And it only has like 2.3 grams of sugar. So guys, if you want to switch things up, it's a little bit expensive, but like I said, it's just like a one-time thing, just to switch in or out or coming on. So like if you really want to get a little bit more serious with your diet, you can try these. I'm gonna have this with some fish noodles, egg whites and tuna, and that's it for my post-workout.